Welcome back to Dear Kimmy. Today I have a question that I'm getting a lot right now, and I think it's because I've been posting a lot about this lately on social media. This concept of my clients not eating enough and therefore they weren't losing weight, and that when I got my clients to actually add calories in, they lost weight. Same thing for myself. I think I've mentioned it many times on social media. When I first went through perimenopause, I dropped my calories because I was like, hey, I've gained weight, something's got to change. And that immediate reaction, even for me, was, oh, I'm probably eating too much, especially because I wasn't working out the same as I used to. Dropped my calories too much, weight wouldn't change at all. When I realized how low I went in calories, I bumped them back up, and all of a sudden the weight came off. So the question I keep getting on social media in my messages from my clients is, I don't understand how adding more calories can lead to weight loss. It is odd, right? Because we've grown up always being told that it's calories in versus calories out. So then why is it, if we just keep eating less and less and less, that we don't just keep losing weight, right? But it doesn't work. And I'm sure you realize that because we've all been there. We've all tried it. And I think we've all failed so many times. So today I have a question from Jessica, and she basically is asking, why is eating more beneficial for weight loss? And will that work for me? How do I do it? So let's talk a little bit about why eating more could lead to weight loss. Kind of a crazy concept. Well, thankfully, the body is a lot smarter than we are. When it comes to weight, especially with the ladies, I have to say, including myself, there's something that takes over, and we are sometimes willing to do anything to lose weight. And maybe it's not even done safely. And that's where our body is smarter than us. So let's talk about it. If you start eating less calories, what you're probably likely to see is weight loss initially. Maybe that first week, you might even lose 5 pounds, or maybe more depending on how much you deficit your calories. But how often is it that then all of a sudden that's it? And then you can't lose another pound. And quite honestly, you're hungry all the time. And you think to yourself, this is why I can't do this and I need to eat more. And that sometimes leads to binge eating too, right? Because when we deficit our calories too much, and let me add, when we work out hard on top of that, which is usually what goes hand in hand when we start dieting to lose weight. I'm going to drop my calories, I'm going to work out super hard, and that's going to lead to this amazing thing called weight loss. But drop the calories too much and work out a ton, and your body's going to say, no more. Because what's happening is you're now creating this deficit in your body with all of these exercise calories being burned. Then you're not filling and fueling with the right amount of calories, so your body has to do something to survive. Again, because the body is smarter than we are. Thank God. So because the body wants you to survive, it's not getting enough calories, you're continuing to burn calories. What can it do? The only thing that it can do is slow down your metabolism. Now, I don't know about you, but there's not any age in my life that I want a slow metabolism. But as I age, or as I live, I like to say, I don't want that metabolism going any slower than necessary. So if you are someone who has dropped your calories too much, or maybe you've just been eating too little for a very long time, because that's what you got used to, and especially if you exercise on top of that, you very likely have created a situation where your metabolism has slowed down. And that is because your body wants you to survive, and that is the best way to help slow all systems down, knowing that no gas is being put back in the tank. So hopefully that sort of makes sense on that sort of unscientific level, but there is science behind it as well. It's really just something that you have to understand. Our body needs calories. Our body needs nutrition. So another thing that happens when we drop calories too low is then we are basically not giving our body potentially the right nutrients. So if you're not eating enough calories, then it is very hard to get in enough protein. And what do you think happens if you don't get in enough protein? Well, we talk about it a lot these days, but without enough protein, we can't even start to build enough muscle. And as we live, our muscle mass decreases. And as we live, our metabolism goes down. Now, we have the right and the option to do what we want to help these things. Well, you can increase your metabolism potentially by eating more if your calories are deficit too low. You can increase your muscle mass if you increase your protein. In order to increase your protein, you probably have to increase your calories. Again, this is all very dependent on what you are taking in. So with this question, what can you do to eat more? And is that the solution? It just depends where you're at. I'm going to tell you this right now, and I say it to my clients all the time. If what you're currently doing is not working, then something has to change, right? And often my clients say, well, I know I eat enough. Trust me, I eat enough. And then I look at their food log for several days, and I look at how much they're exercising to see what the calorie burn is. And when I put those two things together, very often they're wrong. They weren't eating enough, not to maximize their metabolism at the extent that they were exercising. Now, some people, don't get me wrong, some people are eating too much, and they do need to deficit their calories, but that is not a lot of what I am seeing lately. Because again, that first initial thing that we think to ourselves if we gain weight is, I need to drop my calories. It's not always the solution. You might have to change your macros. For instance, as we age, we don't metabolize carbs as well. So maybe you have to drop your carbs a little bit. By no means are you dropping your carbs a lot. Your body still needs carbohydrates, especially if you're still working out very hard, especially my endurance athletes, all right? So be very mindful that there is no simple solution that I can say, okay, everybody, if you're not eating enough, you need to add X amount of calories. It is very individual for everyone. But what I want people to understand is that it is possible that because you're not eating enough calories and you're exercising so much, that you are doing a little more harm than good. Very often it's my clients that have maybe 5 to 10 pounds of weight to lose, that they have been trying to lose forever and they cannot drop these 5 pounds. It's usually those people who need to add a little bit more calories. Now, I'm not saying you're going to add thousands of calories, but again, I don't know what you're eating. I've had clients come to me and they're eating 500 to 800 calories a day, and that is way below any level that almost anyone I know should be at, all right? So for them, yeah, they might be adding 1,000 plus calories a day. I wish there was an easy answer, but overall what I want people to understand is that it is true. If you eat more, you might lose weight if you're someone who has been in a calorie deficit for too long and works out very hard. Now, the reason I keep saying those things together is because if you don't work out at all, it's possible that your calorie deprivation might lead to some consistent weight loss for a period of time. But not exercising is going to mean that you have very poor cardiovascular health, you're not going to have any muscle, you're not strength training, and so there's a huge detriment to just deficiting calories to be skinny and not exercising. But what I see with the whole not eating enough to lead to, or I should say, not eating enough making you plateau, I see it mostly when people are working out quite hard or just working out in general, maybe 5 days a week. When I see these things put together, that's the person who typically does really well by adding in some more calories, because not only are they deficiting calories, but with the hard workouts, they're even depriving themselves of more calories from the calories burned. So all that to say, it is a thing. Eating more to lose weight, it works quite often, and if you're not sure if it would work for you, there's a very simple solution. I would start food logging. See what you're actually eating in a normal day. Don't change anything. Look at what you ate yesterday, log everything you ate, and see how many calories that is. If you have been not able to change your body or drop a pound in a long time, and your calories are already on the low side, maybe bump up your calories by 300. This week, and do it for a full week. If in a full week you didn't gain weight from eating those 300 calories, I would add another 300 calories the next week potentially. Now, I potentially would add more depending on your workouts, but I'm just trying to give you this generic help right now. Adding a little bit each week might make you see that at the very least, you're not gaining weight from eating more. And if you're not gaining weight, you probably could add even more. And you're gonna possibly see this spot where all of a sudden you've maybe added 500 calories a week, maybe more, and all of a sudden your weight starts to drop. It's like your body finally says, hooray, she's fueling me again. I can now let go of this extra weight. I can let go of these extra pounds because now she's providing me nourishment. I don't have to hold on to every pound for survival. So that's definitely one thing you can try. If you ever want more personalized help, that's certainly something that I can help you with as well. There's many nutrition coaches out there that you could seek that kind of advice. And so if you're just kind of stagnant and you need help, never be afraid to ask for help, because maybe your calories are just completely off, or maybe you just need accountability to keep your calories on track. So that's everything with Dear Kimmy today. If you have a question, put it in the comments below. Please like the post today, give it a share, and if anything, subscribe to the Earn That Body channel, where I will have more Dear Kimmy questions and workouts coming your way.